It's been a couple weeks, maybe almost 3 weeks, since I did a craft room organization update. So I thought I would just do a craft room organization update today. I've actually got quite a bit of stuff done in here, and it looks quite different from last time you saw it. So I'm gonna just sort of spin you around and give you a tour of where we are now, and then also talk about kind of like the plans going forward. So let me spin you around. The first thing you'll see is that I moved all the furniture. Well, I moved these 2 walls of furniture. Let me zoom out a bit. There we go, now you can see better. So what I did was I moved this plastic sort of cubey unit from that wall over here, and I moved my couch over there. I didn't realize, like, my couch is enormous, and it doesn't feel enormous when you look at it because it has it has very curvy edges. Let me show you. Move this chair out of the way. It's sort of very curvy, and it has a lot of space underneath, so it doesn't feel as big, but it's really massive. It's very wide. So as you'll notice, that's where my old filming corner was, and that's not there anymore. This stuff still looks the same. I haven't cleaned enough, like organized enough to like replace all this stuff, but I'll talk about my plans in a second. What I did do was I built this bookshelf, and I put all of my fabric, my printed fabric, on this. So this is the fabric that I use for like making project bags, and later on I'll make, like, I hope to make some clothing out of it, like that kind of thing. This is my stitching fabric that used to be in the corner right by my door. And then this now is empty enough, I think, that I can fit all of my yarn and stuff on it. So that's going to be my plan this week, is to put the yarn on the plastic shelves and see where that takes me. So if we move around, you'll see that I sort of covered these boxes, which I think I said I was going to do. Maybe I didn't, but I covered these boxes in like self-stick wrapping paper, and my yarn's in that now, and my yarn's in that, and then there's another one behind me, like this way, that I'm going to empty out and put on the shelves. These are going to be used for something else. Other than that, this hasn't changed. This is just here temporarily because I couldn't fit it on the wall anymore, but I'll talk about plans for that. And lately I've been filming in the corner by the door, which has been interesting. We'll just say it's been interesting. Oh, the heat just kicked off. We'll just say it's been interesting. So that's where I've been filming lately. And that's where I will continue to film. That, I think, is a really good use of that space. And I like it. I actually like it quite a lot. So I'm really pleased with this space. It's going to be fixed up a bit, and I'll tell you how I'm going to do that in a second. So that's where we stand now. Let's talk plans. I'll flip you around again. Let's talk plans, and I'll flip you around again, because there are a lot of plans. So let's look at this space. It looks like a mess. You knew it's a mess coming into this. It is what it is. So this wall here, well, first of all, this is a rectangular coffee table. I'm going to replace this with a round coffee table that's smaller. I don't need a huge coffee table here, and I think a round one will work really well. So then we have these 3 tables here. This is a folding table. This is an old desk with a drawer, and then this is sort of an IKEA flippy-uppy table. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting rid of this table here, and I'm moving this desk over this way, so it's like an L. Let me show you better. So there's going to be a desk in the room, in the middle of the room right here. So it'll probably come out to about here, I think. Right? That's where the desk will come to. That will, yeah, so that is happening. And I'm getting rid of this folding table, and I'm replacing it with a longer table that is adjustable. I mentioned that I bought an adjustable table base, and I was looking at a tabletop. Well, I found a door, at the Habitat for Humanity Restore, which is very exciting. I found a door that needs to be cleaned up. I think it's solid wood, so I can mount it onto the table. And I was hoping actually to put the table, the adjustable table here, but it has to be plugged in and the plug is over there. So that adjustable table will be there so I can adjust it. And my sewing machine will also be there because it has a plug. You know, you gotta go where the plugs are. So that's the plan for the tables. And I think, you know, and basically it means that there'll be less in the corner over here, which is good because I've decided that I don't want this behind my filming anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this pegboard into this corner and it will cover up some of the window, but that's okay. But move the pegboard into this corner so it's actually just like storage and tool storage. So the plan is to take all of these tools and put them on this thinner sort of part of this freestanding pegboard. Move all the hoops and stuff, sort of stitching materials, on this wider side of the pegboard. And because there's not going to be anything in front of it, I can go all the way down and use all of it. And then all of the art and other art too, I'm going to hang on the wall behind me. So when I'm filming, you have a nice sort of backdrop of my actual stitching. And, you know, like cards and my bull roar and my, you know, troll and various things, right? So that'll be like the art behind me, the fun stuff, and move the whole thing over to that corner, which means that I'll have to move the macrame, which is fine. Anyway, so that's the plan at the moment. And, you know, putting things away and neatening it up and finding places for everything. So that's where we are now with the craft room makeover. It's still a disaster, but it's getting there. And I can only do so much. It's been a really, really busy couple weeks for me. Classes started a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now. Classes started about 2 weeks ago. Last week was the first full week of classes, and it was a lot. This week started off with a crisis already, which was a lot. And I just really want this to be a space that not only that I can use, but that I can also grow into, and that where everything has a home. So I'm not just shuffling things around piles to piles to piles. I want everything to have a home, which also means I need to stop buying things, like especially like jewelry making supplies. I bought a lot of jewelry making supplies on clearance at Michael's, and I don't need any more. I need to like remember that I don't need any more jewelry making supplies. But I'm hoping that this will be a long-term solution and will just be a really nice little art studio for me, and will hopefully make me feel more creative, and I'll want to sit out here and, like, you know, make things and experiment with things, because that's one of the things I love about textile art and making art and embroidery and stuff like that. So that's my update. Thank you all so much for cheering me on and for your kind words about my, you know, initial video. I'm feeling actually really positive. I think that I can sort of get this done at least fairly quickly, which will be nice, and get myself organized in a way that is nice and creative and makes it feel like a really good space, and, you know, all the stuff I already said. So with all of that, I want to thank you again for joining me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.